and welcome back to the next episode of our factory building colong. So it's been a little bit of time. At the moment there's a family wedding being arranged, which is imminent, and I also cut my arm open at work. Not too terrible, but enough to send me to hospital to the minor injuries unit and get it sorted out. But it's all good, all up and working. Might look a little bit of a mess, but yeah, okay. So yeah, unfortunately life and work do get in the way of doing this, as obviously I've got to work a full-time job as well as doing this, so please bear with me. Anyway, on a side note, we're now up to 66 subscribers, so fantastic. Thank you for watching. Again, sorry this bit's a bit late, but we should now get on to using our resource store. Now, because I haven't touched this in the couple of weeks that I haven't done any video recording, I've got to remember where this all works, but I think it's pretty straightforward. It's the take and give resource I need. So what are we going to look at? We're going to look at the miner. So in our main content, blueprints and mining. So let's open up our miner here. Now at the moment it has a, I think it has a source somewhere where we move the drill. That's all the drill movement. Let's have a look. Mine, there we go. Current resource count, and we set the resource count here. So it's called current resource count. So what I'm thinking is this is what the miner itself is going to have as kind of a buffer. So we can still use this while it's mining to set the resource count. Now we obviously need to put a cap on that. Do we have... We don't have a max resource count, which we need to set up. So we'll put max resource count. And that's going to be a float, and we're going to put this into the would it be config? Yeah, it'd be config, I would say. So change this to config, as we've already got those set up, our sections. And let's compile so we can set a value. What's the maximum? I was thinking just 1,000. Yeah, so once it reaches 1,000, the mining will just stop. So when we're mining, do we check to see if there's enough room in the mine? Let's have a look. So we get all the efficiency rates, we do all the calculations, we add that to the current resource count and set it. So now do we check that there's enough? Okay, so how do we check? I can't remember if I set anything. That should be in config there. That's the drill direction. Config. Oh no, it's actually control, isn't it? Because it's the control for up and down. So we need to, while we're mining, check if we're allowed to mine. So how are we doing that? So we've got the drill. I'm just trying to remember this. I do apologise. It's been a couple of weeks. It's all sort of gone out of my head, and we have been doing other things in the meantime. Efficiency rate, drill depth speed, maximum drill depth. That's okay. Current drill depth. So calculate efficiency. Move drill. Set the efficiency rate. So let's have a look at setting the efficiency rate. Where are we doing that? There we go. Okay, so that does all the modifiers, and that's the efficiency. So we haven't got a start and stop on this, have we? Let's have a look. We don't have a start and stop on this, so let's have a look. Mine. Okay, Sorry for the slight pause there. Mine as minor base. This is the minor base, isn't it? Yeah, this is the minor base. So we do mine on event tick. We do parent tick. Why is this showing up on minor base, the parent tick? Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course. It's a parent of, sorry, it's a child of our building type. So, okay. Right, so our event mine, or sorry, our function mine. That looks like an event symbol, that does, doesn't it? Rather than a function, but yeah. So, we haven't got anything here that turns it on, off and on. Okay, so what we need to do is, we still need to do the parent tick. But we need to check if the miner is on and off. So, simple enough. So, oh right, this could do with, let's get rid of that. Oop, I hate it when it selects the text. There we go. Let's check the building base, because we need to make sure this is done correctly. So, base classes, and we've got building base here. So that's just detect player dis. Ignore that. That was something I was playing around with. So event graph, event tick. Okay, set building powered. That's fine. So the event tick does nothing at the moment. So we need to detect the switching on and off of a powered building, don't we? Okay. So what kind of, just having a look through, see what we got, is activated. There we go. Is activated. Are we actually setting that anywhere? No, we're not. So by default it's false. So that's what we can use to check is activated. But we're also going to need to be able to trigger that. So we will create a custom event, and we're going to call this activate. We'll call it activate building, because then we know what it's doing. Now activate process. Oh no, it's not even process, is it? What's a want of a better word? We'll call it activate process for now, and then we'll do another one. Custom events. We'll call that deactivate process. Okay, and all this is going to do is, as we're aware, we can't really set these remotely easily, so we'll call these. Yeah. Okay. There and there. And activate process, deactivate. So all it does is turn the building off and on. Yep. So now we come into our miner. We now know that is activated. Will allow us to do something. Now the only thing it's going to be doing is mine. It's no good mining before the resource node's checked, is it? Because it uses the drill. No, okay. I'm confusing myself here a little bit. It is. It has been a little bit of time. I'm going to try and keep this as concise and clear as possible. It's not always like that with me, you know that. So, right, okay. Check resource node. So that gets the resource node to see if it's got one, and sets it if it does. That's the efficiency. That moves the drill, so that just changed the drill depth. Yeah, we don't need to mess with that. Calculate efficiency, finds the modifier within the drill. We don't need to mess with that. So it's just in mine. So in the event tick again, we are mining, and then check resource node. If there is no resource, oh right, okay. This is just checking to see if the resource node's still there, isn't it? But surely that shouldn't matter. Surely that should just be checked on begin play. Have we got to begin play? Check resource nodes. So get overlapping actors. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm going to put this check resource node inside the activation sequence. Does that sound about right? So yeah, on begin play, because obviously that's when it's created. It fires a begin play event as well. I could do it on the construction script, but no, let's keep it to begin play and see if that works. So let's disconnect that. Begin play. We double check that we haven't already got something set, and we then check for resource nodes. Okay. We then in the mining. Oh, we are doing an is activated check there during mining. Okay. Should we do that outside or inside, so that it's a bit more transparent when we're looking at the tick, so we know what this is doing? Okay, we'll leave it there for now. I installed something in a free version and it bugs you for ages. I don't actually want this anymore. It's a very good app, but I already have enough protection. I installed that just as a verification or something. It's annoying as hell. Right, so that checks whether it's activated or not. So how are we going to check if we can mine or not? We want to check the activation, don't we? So we need to override the activation. Let's have a look. Activate process and deactivate process. There we go. Okay, it means two, doesn't it? So we need to do both. So override deactivate process. There we go. There we go. So we bring those in, then we want to right click on them, and we need to call parent function, and for some reason it's overlapping there because we need to call whatever's in there. Same on this one, add call to parent function. You think the add call would automatically link it up, but it doesn't, so there we go. Right, okay. I don't think we need to override them. I'll leave them there for now. I don't think we need to. I'm confusing myself here because I've been away for so long. It's confusing the hell out of me. Right, so what we need to do is, now are we setting in here what we're mining for? No, the resource node is doing so. Yeah. So what have we got to do? We've got to add in our component, and we'll add it under the miner. So we want to add in a resource store. So let's add a BPC resource store. There we go. Okay. So this one sets. Oh, so it can't be a maximum of 1,000. So is that in tons? I think we chose tons, isn't it? Or is it a ton? That is a ton, isn't it? So the actual buffer, I'm guessing, we will set where did we put that maximum resource count? We'll set that to, in the buffer, 10 kilos. Right, that changed that, change that. So we need to change the way we update our resource. And the reason is for that is I want to be able to check things when it's updated. Okay, so let's do that now. So we need a new function, and we'll call this update resources. Okay, so in here we want to do what happens here, and that is this piece. Yeah, so all we're going to do is disconnect that, and we're going to add it to this. So if I put inputs on this for just quantity as a float, do it twice, it's always nice. There we go. And then we update resources to there, and we just plug that in to there, and then all we do is change the current resource to this. So we could actually just put that straight into there, can't we, and get rid of this and get rid of this, because we could do the add part within the function. So firstly, let's get in here a local variable that is free space. Okay, so free space is going to be, so we need to set this, and it's going to be the maximum resource count minus the current resource count. Subtract, and that will be our free space. Actually, let's just do it like that. That minus that. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, we now know how much free space there is. Now we need to do a compare on quantity. So compare float, and we want free space compared with, as you remember, we can get quantities, it's classed as a variable as it comes in, just like I suppose in a C++ function, it's just the same thing. So get quantity, compare. Now if the free space is larger or equal to the quantity, all we want to do is add the quantity and be done with it. Okay, so if the free space is equal or more than the quantity, so these two here, we want to add the quantity to the free space, so to the resource count. So we set the resource count on both of these occasions, and they're going to be a get on this one, and then just an add. And so put that one at the top, but it doesn't really matter which way around we do it. So we want to add the quantity. We'll just get quantity again, might as well. Pretty sure it compiles in the same way anyway. There we go. So, but if its free space is less, then we want to deactivate and do nothing. Or we could just fill up the maximum quantity actually, and then just do nothing. Yeah, so I think that might be the best way. So this one will be another set resource, and we'll set it equal to the maximum resource count. Yeah, and then it would be one to deactivate. Ooh, not deactivate process. Okay, that will then switch off what it's doing. Sounds about right. So let's hit play on that. Shift F1. It doesn't have power, does it? Are we checking for power first, or was we just playing with this? Let's have a look. Minus small, aren't you? There we go. Resource node. It's not. It's going to do that itself. So, did I have a resource node here? Have I got a resource node? I can't see one. Doesn't look like it. Let's stop this for a second. Let's just double check. No, we don't, do we? So if I do this and minus small, and then we want to activate it. And just we'll set building powered for now. Course resource node, current drill depth. We don't have a resource node. Nope. Oh. Okay, so let's add one in. Yeah, we're getting this here. Access resource node, calculate current efficiency. Right, we can't calculate current efficiency as we don't have the resource node. Oh, I don't want to look at that. It's calculate efficiency. There we go. We're calculating efficiency during mine. Is that correct? Move drill, calculate efficiency. But we're only doing that if it's activated. Okay, right. But if there is no that, okay, there we have a little bit of a problem. So we need to check that there is a resource mine. So that's what we need this for. Okay. So deactivate we don't care about, so we can actually get rid of that. Doesn't matter. But in here we need to check that there is a valid resource node. And it's going to be a validated get. I'm not bothered about what to do. If it is valid, we'll just let it carry on its thing. But if it's not, we set activated to false. Nope, is activated to false. Okay, so let's just test that out again. Prototyping and see if we get any errors now. Doesn't look like it. I've got warnings on. Yes, warnings and errors. Okay, so let me try and activate this now. A little bit of debug going on, I'm afraid. Sorry. It is activated. But we're still we're still checking that efficiency. We're still calculating efficiency. Clear those. Is it because I switched it on here? Why are we getting a check? Let's go back in. Oh, what am I doing? Set it to activated, but then we check afterwards. Building powered. Okay, minor base. So we check if it's activated. If it's not, we set it to false. Oh, we're not checking here, are we? Sorry. We do need to do a check here. So we need to get is activated. So, is activated. Okay, we can only set it. Why can't we get is activated? Because it's where I am. Duh. Can't do a validated get on a boolean. That's a shame. Yeah, I suppose it's an either or thing, isn't it? So we want to branch. So if it's activated, we will mine. Okay, so output log, clear log. There we go. So let's go into our miner. Set activated and just check the log. Well, we're still getting that from user. Yeah, look at it still go. How is it getting to the efficiency for each loop? Calculate current efficiency. Calculate current. Is it because I'm setting activated here? Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That is my fault. It's the way I'm setting it here. It's not going through that function, is it? That it's not going through this when I'm doing it, so it's not deactivating it. That is my fault. Definitely my fault. So we need to activate it some other way. So we can do that with a function probably. Yeah, we'll do it with a function, and we'll call this switch on off. Okay. And this is going to be calling editor, so I can play with it in the editor. And it doesn't need any parameters, so all it's going to do is it's going to get is activated, like that, and then we're going to branch off that. So if it's activated, we're going to deactivate it. So we're going to call. So if it's activated, we will deactivate process. If it's activated, deactivated, we want to activate. This was just allow us to do this in the editor. It's not too important as such. It's just for us to play with in the editor. So let's have a look. Where is it? Where has it gone? Why is it not doing it? Switch on off. This should really actually be in the base, I think. So cut that from there and paste function. There we go. Switch on off and calling editor, I'm sure this will show a button somewhere when you put call an editor. It's supposed to. There it is. It survived. Right. So, minor small. Aha. See how it stays. It is activated. Does not come on. Does that give us any errors? Let's come back. Hey, go away. Does it give us any errors? No, because it doesn't get there. Perfect. So now we need a node within reach. So let's add in one of our resource node. Now, resources, and the iron one. There we go. Let's go. And now let's check our miner. It's not saying. I could select it there, but it should automatically be set. Now, is this activated? No, it's not. Ah, that's because it's on begin. Yeah, begin play should detect it. Why have I not got a resource node? Is activated. So let's check that. So this was supposed to have been sort of straightforward. Add on the resource store, but it's not working. We haven't got that far because we found a few little problems. So what was I doing? For some reason it's not setting its begin play. Check resource node. Let's come in here. Let's hit F9 on that and let's play. So we get there. So let's stop it there. Oh, F9. There we go. Play that. It doesn't get there. Why doesn't it get there? Okay. So we get there. Get overlapping actors. Of resource base. Ah, okay. So it's not finding it. And I don't know why it's not finding it. Is it because it's happening? Yeah, it's because it's happening before initialization, I think. So how can we check this resource? Let's get rid of that for now. Don't need that, and I'll leave that on because I'll know it's working. Where do we call this before this? I wonder if. No, you can't bring it up. So is it because that was created before that? So that will get created before that? I don't know. Oh, why are we not detecting it? Why are we not detecting it? This is strange. It should be detecting it, but I'm thinking on begin play can fire before on some of these. So should we do it on activate? No, because once it's we could detect it on activate. I don't really want to do it there, so let's get rid of it on. Let's get rid of it on begin play. Let's just disconnect that, and on the activate. That means we're double checking it, aren't we? We could do it on event tick. before the mine, and then we just, that means we're constantly checking it, and we don't need to constantly check it as far as I'm concerned. Let's bring that down. Let's add another one there, bring that down into there. If it's not valid, we want to check it. If it is valid, we still want to do this. Yeah. Let's see what happens now. Let's see what happens now. So, yes, it does get to it. So let's get rid of that. But it only does it once, hopefully. So, bump. Wonder why it set me all the way over there. That's rather strange. Really, really strange. Okay. So the miner has a resource node, and it's not activated, so it's not doing anything. So switch on. It's activated. Target drill depth, and we're going to go with 800. There we go. Current drill depth is going. It's taking its time to drill, which is good. Oh, and there we go. We've hit a resource count. And why has it stopped at 733 when I wanted it to target there? Oh, why is it turned off? It's turned itself off, and it won't turn on. Why is that? Okay, something is going on and switching it off. What's switching it off? Why can I? Let's. Oh, this is fantastic. This is we have a resource now, so it's going to mine. We're going to move drill. Is there a problem with the move drill? What's stopping it? Nothing's stopping the move drill. You calculate efficiency. What's going on? Is activate. What's deactivating it? Something's deactivating the drill. It's on the tick, so it's okay. We're going through. We're going through. So if it's true, we'll mine. Yeah. If it's activated, it's false. Activate process. So let's put this on F9 and it's not, but it works there, but that's not setting anything there, so something is going on. But what is going on? Oh, we're here, sorry. Okay, it's false. Why is it false? What is turning it off? Is it this? Okay, so activate. It is valid and is activate. Boom, boom, boom. I can't see he's activated, can I? No, I can't. Not unless I click here. Is activated, is not on. Something's setting it to off. Oh. It's working fine, folks. It really is working fine. it really is working fine. What I forgot, which I'll now show you, is we are updating resources. Yeah. Okay. And because the maximum resource is hit, we're deactivating the drill. Right. So now what we need to do is get the resource store taking the stuff from the buffer. Yeah. And we need to do that at the same sort of speed that it's mining that. So again, we do that in the, we'll do that in the update resources in this one. So we need to do this check after we've done a move. Yeah, so what we need to do is we need to get this BPC resource at store. Right. I don't want to get the owner. Don't know why that's come up. I've got the resource store. So what can we do off this? Well, we can take resources, or we can give resource. Well, let's give resource we want to do. So I think the buffer is going to have to be bigger because of the amount that we've had to potentially drill in. Let's increase that buffer first. Let's say 100 for the buffer. It won't take more than 100 at a go, so that's fine. So check there's enough room in the buffer. Yeah. If so, add it to the buffer. If there's not enough room in the buffer, then we stop. Yeah. Okay. That's an interesting way of doing it. So we only need to add this onto the end of this. Or do we? Do we do it here? Yeah, we do it before. So let's first disconnect those. And let's just move these across. At the moment, I'm not going to set the resource so it's a valid resource or anything like that. We're just going to leave it as iron ferrite. So, given quantity, we're checking the free space in the resource, and we're filling it up. Trying to think which way around to do this. Maybe I should leave this in here and just do it at the end. So leave this as I had it and do it after we've added the resources in. So hopefully that this part of the event will never ever get met. This part here with the deactivate process. So let's get rid of that for now. Let's do this in. So where do we do that? We could update the resources. We'll do it here. Okay. So now let's get. Now I just want to get BPC resource store. There we go. I don't know what I got the owner for last time. And then we want to give resource. Okay. And it will also be how much can it take? How much are we going to take each time? I think the rate should be constant because we don't want to overfill the store. So we could just take the rate that's given. Yeah. No, we don't. We need to do some checks, don't we? So let's remove this. Control exit and Control X. Let's add in a function, and we'll say update storage. Okay. So that does that. That does that. At the end of the mine, we will update the storage afterwards. Okay. So we don't care what's taken at any given time into the storage. All we're going to do now is we're going to devise the speed in which it moves across, and I just think we should just take the lot. Okay, so what we need to do then is, again, we need to compare the free space. So this one needs a local variable, free space, and that's a float. And we're going to set that by VPC resource. Oh, do it properly. Get VPC resource. Oh, not get out of resource store. And let's get. Okay. We need to know how much is in the resource store. How we have that? There we go. They're visible. Maximum storage and current storage. So get maximum. Ooh, not het. Jeez. Yeah. Maximum storage. There we go. Maximum storage. And get current storage, and free space will be subtract. Yep, one from the other. So let's bring you. Ooh, let's bring you to there. Let's bring you to there. We now have how much free space that has. Actually, we don't care. Actually, we don't care. Let's just disconnect this. Well, I'll set that anyway. But I don't think we care, because I think we return a value of what we actually take. So we want to give resource. Right. It's iron ferrite. It's always going to be iron ferrite for now. And this is how much we're going to give is the current resource count. Right. Then the taken quantity, we want to set the current resource count. No, we don't. We want to take that away from the current resource count, yeah? So that means set current resource count equals current resource count subtract the taken quantity. Okay. And we're going to put that in there. Let's bring you up. There we go. Okay, we'll set the current resource count to that. So this should now, in theory, work. So target drill depth, we're going for 800. Yep. And we need to switch it on. There we go. Once it gets near the 700, it will start filling it up, but there is none. But why is that? That's because our BPC something or other, where is it there? It's going up. See, it's taking everything, so it's mining everything. So then we know the miner's working. The miner itself, it's at the current drill depth. Current efficiency is 15. But soon we'll be setting this, hopefully, and then it should switch off. She's activated still. Where are we on resource store? There we go, we're getting there. See what happens when it gets to 1,000. Now that should stop that number because it can't take any more. There we go, that's stopped. And the current resource is now going up. And then that stopped. Look at that, perfect. There we go. So that's how we add the resource store into an object. It's not too difficult. We had a few problems. See, it was actually quite quick, the actual, to get to what we want. But that's now got a buffer, which I might change the current resource count resource as a current resource buffer. But we can't no longer drill, because we can't drill, because while you're drilling, you're taking resources. So that's why everything just stops. Drill is deactivated, and the reason will be what we're gonna have to do is find a way of setting the last reason, and have an E number of reasons, and so they'll be like no power, no resources, and no storage full, basically. So anything like that, brilliant. So there we go. Now what I will do, say we just empty this, I might have a flush button on this, and we'll set this to 50, and then obviously we need to do a check to see if there is room in storage. Once we allow, oh, do we have it so we manually turn it back on? I think we should, you know. I think that would be more interesting. Now maybe later on we could add an option where players can choose whether it's automatic restart, but for now I want to manually go back in and say, right, okay, we've now done that, let's start it again, and off it goes. Yeah, so we know the efficiency rate is 15, so we're getting 15 per tick. Yeah, but these values are probably prone to change. It depends, because what we're going to have to start doing later on, once you have more objects and stuff, refineries and stuff, there's going to be some sort of balancing going on, so you're not making too much resources, make it too easy, and not too hard that it's unplayable. But yeah, at the moment that's kind of cool. We know it's working. Come along here. I don't know if you've noticed this. I did add a screen, so any of you that have downloaded this, there is going to be a screen going on, but at the moment I haven't finished the code, so you probably best not to do anything with it at the moment. So yeah, basically there is a camera on the object looking at that screen, so that you can walk up and you can actually interact with it, but there's nothing to interact with it at the moment. I think it may even allow me to interact it from a distance, but at the moment just the click does this, brings the screen up, and then it gets stuck. So don't use it, because I haven't done any of the exit code. I was just playing around with it. Yeah, let me change the sunset, because I'm wondering what that blue band round is, but I think it's, yeah, I think it's the edge of the screen itself, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is, because it's gone now. Look, if I do this, there you go. That's it. So it'll have the building now and everything. It'll have some statistics and stuff. So, but you can't get out of it at the moment, so you're probably best not messing with that until I finish with it. You'll find that occasionally on some of the downloads that there is some weird stuff in there, and that will be covered probably in another episode, maybe not at all, I don't know, it depends on how relevant it is. I think a lot of people would like that, but I might do that as a separate tutorial series that's linked to this, and then I'll add one in here just showing you how I make use of it in this series. But that might be a separate thing on how to completely create like an interactive view screen, so that you can interact with it. Right? But at the moment there's no mouse control in there, and there's no nothing, so leave that one well alone. Well alone. So anyway, that's the end of this episode. Again, sorry it took so long getting here, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's helpful for you, and then we can move on to something else now and continue on with our factory building experience. Our miner looks tiny compared to our Jenny over here, doesn't it? It's a tiny little box. But that could be what's classed as a portable miner. I don't know, who knows. I do need to have some models built, because they're starting to look a little silly. That one looks not too bad. I did build that myself, completely from scratch. I had some reference pictures of some generators, and I took a good look at them and built something. It still needs a lot more. It still needs a bit more decoration, but it probably needs some soft corners and stuff. But I think that looks alright for now. Don't you think? For a quick build, that was all. But yeah, we have working storage, and I will see you next time. So take care and goodbye.